morning, everyone. How is everybody doing? Hope everybody is well. It is a yucky, crappy day today. I just got out of work and I have to go back at 4 p.m. It is now 9:30 a.m. I have to stay till 8:30 a.m. I have a long shift ahead of me. So I'm hoping I can go home and sleep, but my coworker brought me another coffee and I am very bad with coffee and I drink it. So now I'm probably angry. But anyway, at least it's not sunny and the sun won't be shining and it's raining, so maybe I can sleep. Let's get into this, guys, because we have a lot to talk about. It's been quite a few days, I know. I do try to make videos, I do, and I am just like, sometimes I don't like the way something comes out, or again, I say the wrong word, or my phone shuts off on me, so I apologize. I know it's been hurting the channel because the more you put out, the more you get into the algorithm, but that's okay. I like keeping it small, more personal that way. Anyway, we got a lot to go over. So let's talk about the doctors that are being injured by the product, who are now lawyering up. There are 11 doctors right now lawyering up with this particular Aaron Siri, I think is his name. I don't know where you can catch the full video. I watched it on KJ What Happened. If you got to go to the YouTube channel, there'll be a link in the YouTube area there, and then he's got a few of them. I believe it's YouTube, but it's definitely not on YouTube. You got to go to that channel. Anyway, so they are afraid to come out and give their names, okay? They are being told by their own personal physicians that they're loco and they need to go seek counseling and that it's not really anything happening, and because it hasn't been flagged on the data, they're ignoring all the adverse effects. This is where I'm going with this, guys. They finally released the data, okay? They wanted to keep that data hidden for 70 years. They didn't want to tell us the data, the side effects, the adverse effects that are happening to your fellow people around you. Now, I heard that they're putting out the bad batches in Republican cities. I don't know if that's true, but I believe my city is Republican, and we are getting slammed with people that are having side effects. Again, I know 12 people, just myself, okay? So I don't know if that's true, guys, but I will tell you there are 9 pages, guys, of tiny, I'm talking probably smaller than your text on your phone. 9 pages just from the time it started until I believe it was February of 2021. So there's still more, and this isn't including the people that have not been reported. This isn't included the people that have been told you're crazy. It's not from that. Like this person I know who went blind. No one ever batted an eye about that. No one ever made the connection with that. I did. Some people did, but the right people didn't. Like the doctors, right? You don't just go blind. You don't just suddenly wake up blind. It doesn't work that way, guys, okay? But anyway, he's better now. He had surgery. He's 100%, like a brand new baby. Thank you, God. This is where I love the technology that we have, but I also hate it at the same time because it can be used against us, okay? Like right now. And again, you don't have to believe it, but 9 pages, guys, 9 pages. That's a lot. You're talking HIV. You're talking getting the actual bug, adverse effects. HIV. And didn't someone say there were HIV components in this bug? And they made this particular product, okay, with the STIKE protein. And it is damaging. You know what? So I don't know what to say. When they say 1 in 3 and 1 in 2 are going to die of cancer, I'm just saying, guys, and they're not done with it. They're not done with it. I just saw, I don't know if this is old or if they're still continuing this, but I believe everywhere in New York City you have to have the product or you can't get in, right? They're saying that if you go to a grocery store or a pharmacy, which are the only 2 places you're allowed if you don't have the product, they follow you through that store to make sure you're only purchasing what they deem fit for you to purchase at that store, okay? going to be your world every day. They're openly talking about putting a chip in us, guys. Openly. Go watch the Anderson Cooper and I don't know his name. His middle name is Noah. He's I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's a buddy of Klaus Schwab, okay? And he's talking to Anderson, and Anderson's like, oh yeah, like my little smartwatch here, and he's like, yeah, you're knowingly wearing a KGB spy unit, basically, okay? So when people don't think they're spying, of course they are. They're studying us like rats. I believe to make the perfect AI, but I don't know. But they are watching us. Mass surveillance ever since 911, remember? We accepted this for protection, remember? And now you have all these heinous acts going on still. I'm going to give you a little rundown of what happened this last week. A woman was carjacked, dragged by her arm till her arm fell off, and then she fell to the ground and died. We had a girl going to get fruit, okay? The way it's saying on the news, and the sister's talking about they were going to get fruit, and her sister got shot up. Another girl's car got all shot up, I mean riddled with bullets. I don't know how she survived. We had a 90-year-old woman get punched in the head as she was eating outside at some breakfast place or lunch or whatever. We had a 9-year-old punched in the head. We had a woman raped in Walmart. Like, this is what's happening in your world as you're sitting here watching another country, which, by the way, we're sending all this money to, and we're sending our troops over there as our border is not protected. We are negotiating with cartel and coyotes, which is probably why all these heinous acts are taking place, because MS-13 is probably coming right through that border. Maybe not, but there are things coming through that border that should not be, including there are people coming through that border that should not be here. They do not have good intentions for us. How do we know this? Well, how do you not know it? I mean, how do you know they're not coming here to hurt you? When we're not vetting them, we're just letting them go, and we're paying for them to be here. But yeah, we don't have any more bug money. The bug fund is dried up, and we're running out of money. But we're gonna keep sending billions to a country which, by the way, this is where Mr. Bumbles, I knew it, had his little quid pro threatening to not give our tax money if they didn't drop something or fire a lawyer or some crap like that, right? For, I believe it was his son. His son is a dirty little man. There's something on his laptop going on with him and his own niece, okay? 14-year-old niece. And he also has other underage girls, you know. But Mr. Bumble thinks it's normal to take naked pictures of our buddies and, you know, post it online after for revenge. Because we all just do that. It's just normal. So, and by the way, your brain's been hacked by the Russians. So everything you see is a lie. Your brain's been hacked. Okay? Everything's been hacked. It's always been the Russians. It's so funny because my cousin, if you're listening, hey, I love you. She used to always make jokes with her high school friends about the Russians are coming. Yeah, my cousin's a little weird. We're all a little weird in my family. But anyway, which brings me to my other cousin, okay? When people are now throwing out the word phobic, okay, and they're not even understanding the real meaning of the word, like, because I don't agree with your life choices doesn't make me scared of you. It doesn't make me scared of the fact that you're whatever I don't agree with, right? Are we carrying on here? We're catching on? So when we're using the word phobic, okay, I have a cousin who has a real phobia, had a real phobia when she was younger. Had to quit school and everything, okay? I watched this poor girl suffer in her mind. Get all ready to go out. We'd all be ready. We'd park the car, right? We went to a feast one time. She had an intense fear of crowds, okay? And it would put her into a panic attack, an anxiety attack. We're all walking to the thing, and all of a sudden we turn around and she's gone. She couldn't do it. She saw the crowd, and she went right back to the car. Now, that's a phobia. Someone disagreeing with your life choices is not a phobia. I
think this is going to get shut off, so I have to hurry up.
So I just wanted to put that out there in case, you know, someone knows one of those people that, oh, they're just something phobic, or they're just are. That's another word we're using. We're just throwing it around out there like it means nothing. Okay, if these people really cared about Black lives, like Bill Gates guy, you know, and his wife, if they really cared, why would they be using black children in another country, where, by the way, they talk about populating there too, because, you know, there's a lot of resources there that we can steal, and there's too many of them, right? See, we don't go and help them, children, the starving children, the children that probably don't have a good chance in life, the ones that live in other countries, you know, we go over there and we experiment on them. Yeah, the Kissinger, whatever it was, go look it up, okay? What was happening is our pharmaceutical companies were getting sued up the wazoo because, you know, it's very, 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 very rare. So they said, you know, we're not making this stuff anymore because we're going bankrupt. There's no point, right? We're
Getting sued because all these kids are having reactions. So we decided to go to Africa and use those children to experiment, and they did with the HPV. And when they did that, not only did they lie to these kids and do it behind their parents' backs, they told them that they were guaranteed to not get cancer if they took this. It was a cancer product, right? And they should take it. Well, not only did some get cancer, but some died. Now, when we have 25 deaths, this is what they go by, the FDA or whatever, right? 25 deaths from any product. It doesn't matter if it's a medicine or if it's a product. They stop. They stop putting it out in the public. Now, tell me why we have 1,200, and I know it's more, okay, in a month. In a month's time, they had 1,200. But they didn't stop. Not only did they not stop, they didn't want to show you this data. They wanted your grandchildren to see it so they could say sorry to your grandchildren. You know, just like they did with the MK Ultra and the syphilis, right? These people didn't get convicted of criminal acts or crimes against humanity when they did this stuff. They just came out and said they were sorry. Like, you know, how many years? They said it takes, I told you guys, 50 years. They will stall you to get to a court to have a hearing about crimes against humanity. 70 years. But there's nothing that they're hiding from you. Go continue to get it. It's nothing. It's fine. There's also a deleted Mr. Little Billy's got a deleted documentary out there that was recommended to go watch. I have not watched it yet. You cannot find it on YouTube, by the way. You have to go use DuckDuckGo and try and find it.
Also, Little Billy wants to put out a self-spreading product where you have no say anymore, and you get it by being next to somebody that has the bug, because the bug comes with the product, I guess. I'm not sure how this works, but tell me that don't sound like some kind of bioweapon. He's gonna have it in the air. You know how, like, the guy was saying, like, when the whistleblower put that video of that disgusting guy who said, oh, we should hit him with blow dots. Yeah, we'll get him all with blow dots. Well, we'll just put it in the air. And then everybody has to take it, and that's the end of it. So we're not dealing with
evil or anything. He's a nice man.
Why do you think his wife just left him?
Every time Little Billy went on that plane, you know, that famous plane that went to that famous island, do you know that he was buddy with him? Yeah, no, we don't talk about that. No, we only want to show you Mr. T with him, but we won't show you Mr. Bumbles with him, or maybe Mr. Bumble's sons, or anybody else. We're only going to show you Mr. T. We won't tell you that Little Billy and him were little buddies, right? And I wrote all kinds of stuff down, guys. I don't even know. We went over the doctors that are scared to speak out. right? We went over that. So, in case you didn't know, our medicine and like natural medicine and like natural healing, you know, that used to be a thing. But the Rockefellers took over Big Pharma, and they also took over the education system. This is why our education system is all lies, and schools are indoctrination camps, okay? Basically, he started making petroleum-based medications, and they were causing cancer. And they knew this. And they were calling all the natural doctors and natural healing stuff quackery. Okay? You do know that Coca-Cola used to have real cocaine in it, right? And we still drink Coca-Cola today, and we're addicted to Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is evil. Yeah. Sugar is evil. But anyway. I had more to talk about, guys. Oh, the new judge that's up for... We got to talk about her for a minute, okay? Because there's a big problem here. We had Mr. Bumbles up. I might get cut off, guys, but I'm still going to post this. I don't care. We had Mr. Bumbles up there talking about how he was going to pick the Supreme Court justice based on gender and skin color only. This is out of his own mouth, and he was up there. So he's virtue signaling, basically, okay? Because, again, if we really cared about Black lives, would we be in Africa shooting up these kids with things that we don't know what's going to happen to them, using them as guinea pigs so they can't be sued? You know that doctors and these companies can't be sued. These companies that are making our medications have already been criminally charged, but yet they're still making your medications. You see? Right? But anyway, my problem with her, now she said she don't believe in critical race theory. I heard it out of her mouth. She said she does not believe in doing that in schools, okay? To little children and making kids feel bad about the color of their skin and making them feel like they did something wrong, and like that's what this is about. That's what critical race theory is doing. You have teachers segregating classes, treating this part like crap, treating this part good. Listen, these kids don't see the world the way you want them to. Because they want them to see the world. They want us to see, yeah, we're different. Yeah, you're bad and I'm good and I'm above you. They want people to think that way. Don't ask me why. Ask them quacks, okay? I know why, because they want to keep people oppressed in their mind. That's what it's about. Anyway, let's continue. So, she has some kind of compassion, though that I'm on her side about the critical race theory. She's got too much compassion for peas, okay? They don't need to really register if it doesn't go to a certain point with her, okay? So, basically, somebody having it on their laptop, she's trying to say that it's like, it's too tempting because there's too much out there, so they can't help themselves. In other words, it's like a trap for them. This is the way she's thinking, right? And I guess she's let people out without having to register. Now, that is also still going on right now. Did you hear the guy on Fox News talking to his dad? He's a transgender, male to female, attacked a child in a bathroom. And he's telling his dad how he does not have to register as an offender. And I heard a CIA member, that's right, CIA member, also got caught, I think, trying to go meet a child or something like that. Nada, got away with it. So we have a big problem with that, okay? We have a big problem with criminals right now being let out of prison so they can continue to be criminals and terrorize people. Okay, we can't have that, but yet that's what's going on. See, because what they're going to do is they're going to say, well, the crime and the pow-pows are out of control, so you need to give up your things. Because if you don't, you're R, and you're a fat phobe, and you're this phobe, and you're a murderer, and they're going to do the whole spiel they just did with the product and the bug. They'll do it again. And then once you do give those guns up, guess what happens? Well, all the criminals and all the predators, they come out. It's like purge time for them because they know we're unarmed. And if you don't believe me, go ask anybody that's ever lived in a country where this happens. And it's the first thing that happens. So crime will go up even more once they do that. And I honestly do believe they are going to. But yes, I forgot to finish what I was saying about Klaus Schwab's little buddy. He said that they are going to start having to take this technology, meaning spyware, and it's going to be under the skin. Okay? So what does that sound like for those that don't know where we are right now? Like, you have no idea that we're living through revelations? Like, my mother doesn't even believe it. I'll be dead by then. I don't know, Ma. I hope she's not. Like, my grandmother's 95 and she's still kicking. So, and her mom lived to almost 100. So, like, I have good genes on her side of the family. My dad's side, not so much. They're kind of sickly and, they did have a rough life, though. I will say that. My dad grew up a little different than my mom. My dad grew up in the ghetto, and my grandmother was an alcoholic, and my dad had to help support his family, and he had a big family. So, but anywho, yeah. We're in big trouble. We're in big trouble because they're continuing to push this poison. Even after people see that data, they'll still say it's the right thing to do. Yes, you should still do it. Like, I don't get it. If you're in the healthcare field and you're not speaking up about this, the blood's on your hands. At the end of the day, I understand it's a very difficult decision. Lose your license or speak the truth and save people's lives. That's what it comes down to. And you took this job to save people's lives, right? I understand you work hard for that degree. I get it. I worked in the medical field. I went to school for medical, but I didn't finish. But it's a moral compass. Like, what, you're just gonna let people die and suffer because you're scared to speak out? And that's exactly where they've gotten us. People are scared to tell their opinion. They're afraid to tell you who they want to vote for. They're afraid to tell you they don't agree with your lifestyle. I cannot agree with your lifestyle and still love you to death. That's a fact. So there's no phobia here. It's just my beliefs are different. That's all. I believe what that Bible says, which means I am a sinner. We're all sinners. We're all born into sin. That's why you've got to give your crap over to him and step out of the world. And it's not easy. It wasn't easy for me. I'm a musician. Like, I lived in the world. Like, the world was my stage. I loved that. There was nothing better in the world to me than being on that stage. It's what I've wanted since I was a little girl. But I won't do it again. Not the type of music that I was performing. God gave me a lot of talents and a lot of gifts. And you either put it to good use or you don't. And I thank God I never, pursued Hollywood or anything like that. None of it, because it's all corrupt. Modeling, acting, music world, all of it is corrupt. Because once you sign that contract, they own you. And speaking of owning you, once you get that little thing under your skin, they own you. Why? Because they can shut you off in 2 seconds and you don't exist in the world anymore. That means your money. That means nada. Social media, all of it will be gone if you don't do what you're supposed to and conform. What country does that sound like? Don't sound like the United States. They hate the Constitution. They're getting these college kids to hate this country, the people in it, and the Constitution. This is what liberal brainwashing is doing to your kids in these colleges. If they really did do something like that and put out bad batches and, and honestly, you don't know if you got a placebo or a real product. You don't know that. If you got hurt, you got the real thing. But yeah, you don't even know if they gave you a placebo or a real one. So, like, they could have been still giving out placebos after the trials. And again, 7 months, this is what 7 months is going to get you. A lot of harmed people. And this is why your mind's been taken. First to the convoy. Now it's in Russia and Ukraine. Now it's the justice being hired based on her skin color and her gender. One after another. And then boom, we're going to be hit with something. Because there's got to be a way for them to usher this in, guys. People are not going to just accept it. Christians are not going to accept something under their skin. And it's going to be the money system. It's going to be the product system. So when you go somewhere, they can know if you've had the product or not. I just saw a video where they have 8 of them ready for you. 8. 8. Please stop taking that stuff, guys. I told you guys, my daughter-in-law told me there's been girls coming in that are not getting their periods. A lot of them. Somebody was talking about women that are donating their eggs. Something's going on there. 30 babies died. 30 babies. I don't know, in womb or right out the womb, but it was part of these trial, the data. 25 deaths. We stopped products, guys. 25. We've had thousands of deaths. Make it make sense. Make it make sense why this doctor's still trying to push this thing. Even after that data. And there was a whole page that was redacted too, so we don't even know what that said. Please wake up, guys. If you're not awake. Time is running short for you. Stop trying to impress people. Stop trying to live in the world. Get out. And now it's time to prepare yourself. That's it. Prepare. Know something's coming. Don't be hit. Standing there looking, what's going on here? Something's coming, guys. Something has to come for them to come back and put the order out of chaos back together and, problem, reaction, solution. Just look at the news. Not mainstream. Just go and say, all right, Philly news, New York news, Chicago news, Michigan news, Texas news, Florida news. Just go look. They'll all come popping up. All the nice acts of humanity going on out there in the world. People losing their minds. Either that or we just have evil people. These kids have no value of life. They don't care. They don't care. They will kill you in a second to make their little gang initiation or to impress their boys or their girls. That's their family. So they think. One day they'll see. One day they'll see. But anyway, it's horrible. And all these single homes, single family homes, right, where mom's got to work 2 and 3 jobs just to put a roof over her kid's head. So how could she possibly be home with that kid or dad? That's the world we're living in. Lots of broken homes causing lots of broken people. On top of everything else that they feed to you off your news. Everything else they mouth. It's sad. Really sad. But anyway, guys, that's all for today. I really did not want to make a 30-minute video, but here we are. I really got to get some sleep. I will talk to you guys later. Have a blessed day. Go look this stuff up if you'd like to. Dave, What Happened has, again, a lot of good information. I highly recommend it, but you got to go on his other channel. You can't. I mean, he has good content on YouTube as well, but there's stuff
stuff that they hide from me on these other channels. Put it that way, okay? It's not a conservative channel, so please go look and don't sell it. Alright guys, I will talk to you later. Stay blessed, stay healthy, stay safe, and